everyone. So let's start with the next module, second module, that is based on relational algebra queries, relational algebra calculus. Basically, in this chapter, we will be discussing about relational query languages. So before continuing with this lecture, I hope relational model is clear to all of you. If anybody is having any doubt in a relational model, then you can ask. Okay, you can write in the chat box if you have any doubt in previous lectures or relational models. So fine, you are saying that you don't have a doubt in a previous topic. So let's start with the next module, second module, relational query languages. So firstly, we need to know what about query languages. What is a query language? Before that, we need to know what is a query. Now, if we talk about a query, query is nothing else. Query is simply a method users through which the user interacts with the database. And query language is a language in which a user requests information from the database. That is the way in which a user can retrieve information from the database by requesting through the help of a query. So there are two categories of languages, procedural and non-procedural. So whenever we talk about the term procedural, it's nothing, it simply says that here we need to define a procedure. That is, whatever procedure is defined by the user, the query languages will be following that procedure only. You have to specify what is to be done and how it is to be done. The number of steps and sequence that you have defined or the programmer has defined will remain same and it will be followed as it is. When we talk about non-procedural languages, they are also known as declarative languages, which says we need not to define the procedure. The developer or the programmer need not to define the procedure. He simply defines, declares what is needed without defining how it is how it is to be done. It simply says what is to be done. Need not to define any procedure. Then we have the terminology of pure languages. Pure languages are nothing, they are simply the languages which form the basis of something. So if we talk about any C, C++, Java like high level programming languages or object oriented programming languages, then we say they have a compiler. Basically the compiler compiles the code and converts the high level language into machine level equivalent. But in between it uses a pure language, that is the assembly language. So whenever we are performing a task on then we say assembly language is the intermediate language or pure language. Like we can perform practical on a microprocessor kit with the help of assembly language code, that is simply add R1 and R2. We select the add option button is there, R1 and R2 for registers are there. Then we simply says we define the values. It means we are little bit close to your high level language also and your low level language also. So that is the pure language which form the basis of high level programming languages. So whenever we are talking about relational databases, then we are having three pure languages, that is relational algebra, tuple relational calculus and domain relational calculus. So pure language form underlying basis of the query language that people use. So here we can say these three categories of pure languages for relational database models. Now we have we say कि pure languages form underlying basis for all the query languages that people use. So next we have relational algebra. Whenever we are talking about relational algebra, this is basically based on normal mathematics algebra, just like any other algebraic operations that we have studied in mathematics. So we say relational algebra is widely used. It is a procedural query language. First of all, we need to know this is a procedural query language. It means it will be following a particular procedure. Whatever you will be defining, it will reflect the query part. It simply collects instances of relations as input and gives occurrences of these relations as the output. So output of query language, excuse me, uh, output of these relational algebra operations will again be same as relational tables. So it uses various operations to perform these type of actions to give the output. These operations are performed recursively on a location, that is again and again operation can be performed on particular relation. Now this is the example relation that we will be using. In this relation we are having three columns: account number, balance name, sorry, branch name and balance. And this is basically for accounts purpose. These are the account number, and this account is being held by a customer in at branch name downtown, and the balance is 500. Then account number A102 is held by a particular customer from the branch Paris, and the balance is 400 in this case, and so on. So next we have customer relation, which consists of customer names, customer street, and customer city. Means this table consists of personal details of the customers. We will be discussing this while we will be discussing the schema of this. Then we have deposit relation, which consists of customer name and account number, which says a particular customer holds a saving account in the bank or whatever we are considering. So this is the schema that we will be using. This schema consists of these tables: branch, account, depositor, customer, borrower, and loan. And there are few cases. If we talk about branch, we are having branch name, branch city, and assets. Account consists of account number, branch name, and balance. Depositor consists of customer name and account number. Customer consists of customer name, customer street, and customer city. Then borrower consists of customer name and loan number. Loan consists of loan number and loan name. Borrower and loan tables are interrelated with each other, which says uh, a person is having a loan. Customer is having a loan. This persons whose customers name are present in this list are having certain loans. Loan related information will be represented in this relation, and this is simply a table which relates borrower, sorry, which relates customer and loan personal details. Similarly, just like having loan amount, we are having saving accounts information in accounts and deposit table. Both these table will be used in combination to give us results. So from this side to this side, it says there is a foreign key relationship between this. This is referring this table. If we want to retrieve customers who are having loan, then from this table we can get the loan number information. From this we will go to customer details that will be retrieved from here also, and so on. So we are basically having basic these operations in relational algebra, which is a procedural language. Select operation. Selection operation is represented with the help of sigma, and this is known as selection. And then we have project operation, which is represented by pi, that is projection. And if we talk about the selection operation, it means we are using the where condition. So suppose I want to retrieve data of students who belong to CSE department, then my query in SQL will be like this: select star from student where department name equal to CSE. So that is the purpose of being used sigma over here. So in relational algebra we will be using sigma operator instead of using where clause. Similarly, if we are specifying select column 1, comma column 2, comma column 3, it means we are restricting the columns. And if there is a case where we want to restrict the columns, then we use the projection operation, that is pi. Union is the simplest operation, just like any other union operation in mathematics, but there is difference between union and union all. If you are using union, then it will remove the duplicacy from the result. But if you are using union all, then it will display all the records without removing any duplicacy. Then we have set difference operation, which says set of values from set A will be retrieved, but values of set B will be ignored. And if we say set B, minus set A, then values of set B will be retrieved, A will be discarded. Then we have Cartesian product, which is used to combine two relations. Then the simply rename operation, just to rename existing attributes or tables, or it is similarly, it is basically we are not storing the tables physically. So here rename operation is being used as terminology which can give a name to a given expression. So the operators take one or two relations as input and produce the relation output. So let's start with selection operation. Here we are considering one relation named as R, which is having four columns, A, B, C, D. And inside A and B columns, we are having alpha and beta values, and C and D is consisting of integer values. So whenever we are talking about the term arity, it means the number of columns. Fine. So if we say we want to execute this query, here we are specifying retrieve the records where value of A column is equal to value of B column. Then this is the conjunction operation, which is known as AND operation. And then next condition is D greater than 5, which says on this D column we have used a condition, we applied a condition which says the value of D column should be greater than 5, and the values are to be retrieved from this relation, that is R relation. So this is basically used to merge two conditions, to apply two conditions in one shot. So equal to B and T greater than 5. So whenever this first, now as we are working in the era of procedural language, it means whatever we have defined, it will be performed in sequence. Now nothing is given inside any brackets, so we will go from left to right. So the first condition says A equal to B. So when this operation is being performed, A equal to B, we will retrieve this rows. This row will be retrieved where alpha and alpha is there. Then this third row will be retrieved and fourth row will be retrieved. But second will be ignored. So we are ignoring second tuple because the value of A is alpha and value of B is beta, which is not equal. So this row will be discarded, but first, third, and fourth tuple will be retrieved in this case. Once we have retrieved these three tuples, we will switch to the next condition that says D greater than 5. Now for these three columns, first, third, and fourth tuple, we will check where D is greater than 5. So if we check for the first one, D is greater than 5, so this will be returned. Now in third row, the value of D is less than 5. It is 3. So it will not be displayed. And then the third case, which says value of D is greater than 10, greater than 5. So this will be retrieved in this case. So first and last row will be displayed in this case. So this is the working of selection operation. Here we are saying notation sigma equal to sigma PR, which says where this P stands for predicate, that is selection predicate, any condition that you want to apply on this relation R. So it is defined as sigma PR, which says retrieve all the tuples, and all those tuples are coming from relation R, and for that this condition is true, that is P of T is true, that whatever condition we have written here is true for this case. So in this formula, we can use propositional calculus, where we can use these three symbols, and this is your AND, that is conjunction, and this one is OR, that is disjunction, and this is NOT, that is negation. So these three calculus operations can be used at the same time. If we are using certain attributes and we want to apply any condition with the help of operator, then they will be equal to, not equal to, greater than equal to, less than, and less than equal to. This can be applied between two attributes and can be applied between attribute and the constant value. Now have a look at the last example, which says where branch name equal to Paredes from account. It says we will be retrieving the values from account relation in this case, and we have specified a given condition in this case, and that condition will be checked, which says branch name equal to Paredes. So we will be checking, displaying all the records where branch name equal to Paredes. So I hope till this point you are basics of relational algebra is clear. If you have any doubt, then you can ask me. Tomorrow we will be starting with the projection operation, and we'll be doing lots of queries on relational algebra.